I talked about this on Twitter a few days ago, actually a few weeks ago, and I've spent a lot of time and I just want to kind of talk to people about it because I'm really, really looking forward and hopefully they do take it on board. I really do hope, because I'd be devastated for all the time I put in and then they just knock me down and say, we're not looking at it. Which I wouldn't be surprised because this government haven't knocked me down with things. But sure, look, I tell you about it. It's named the Shame Act. They talk about on Twitter. It's to do with a League of Dublin, and it's a lot of. I'm going into a lot of detail. It's nearly 10 hours we've spent on it all together. Just writing up. Everything can happen. Everything that is possible that can happen with the League of Dublin. The situations that might arise. Like take for example, as I said, the one situation, one exception, which shouldn't be. If somebody shouldn't be named in shame for it, is if they couldn't afford to pay for the rubbish. And I think there should be an special exception there. If somebody genuinely can't afford to pay for the rubbish, I don't think we should shame them. And that's the simple. I don't think we should shame them. If somebody's obviously doing it, then because the majority of people I know who I caught a League of Dublin had a big mansions, had a farm of land. I'm not joking. They literally wear off them more well. They have more money than Cathal Petty. They have more money than you and I. Let's put it that way. These people just couldn't be bothered. And the majority of people you find, and you ask them, and some of them are truthful, some of them are deceptive. But once I asked somebody, why do you not dispose your rubbish correctly, the right way, in other words, and they said they just couldn't be bothered, and the simple said just couldn't be bothered. And I'm happy to say that person got off with it, and basically got off with it. Nothing was done about it. I wrote up a report about it, nothing was done. Got off with it basically. Probably. I don't know, did they ever pay a fine, but as far as I'm aware, they got off it. More or less nothing was done about it. But again, this is the thing we need to do. We can't tolerate that. We can't tolerate it, and we can't tolerate people doing it to voluntary groups. There's people doing it to voluntary groups, expecting voluntary groups to tidy up after them. And it's in disgrace. Actually, Mullahoran Tidy Towns. Yeah, I just actually mentioned this because I actually seen it on the Facebook page. There's a lake out of Mullahoran, and people camp there, and they leave a huge amount of rubbish after them, and that shouldn't be acceptable. For a tiny towns group to go out and have to do it, and people that are voluntary. And that really boils my blood. I might say straight, because these people are voluntary, giving up their time, and it's a disgrace that people treat people like that and expect somebody to go out and lift up after them. And again, some people are just pure lazy and just won't pick up after them, especially when they're camping. But yeah, just to say fair play to Mullahoran Tidy Towns photo, because I know they're having very difficulties with that. With the lake there in Mullahoran, but hopefully, please God, I don't know if there's cameras, but I would speak to the council about it when I get a chance. See what I can do. See if there might be cameras. I might check. I check that up actually. But yeah, you know what I'm saying. Because we need something. Because the majority, I said this last year. 60% of the fines, these are little fines, these are not League of Dublin fines, but 60% of the little fines, for example, €150 fine, go unpaid. And the simple that 60% go unpaid in Cavan and Monaghan, because there's nobody chasing them up. We don't have the time to literally go after the people, because half the people we have to literally chase down to the ends of the earth to get them to pay. And again, it's just a bit of respect. And again, this is the big thing it boils down to. A bit of respect and a bit of manners. This is the big thing about it. It's just a bit of respect and a bit of manners. Now, the big thing about this, and I wish it didn't have to come to this, I wish people just learn a lesson and not do it. And have a bit of manners. But, these people have to be caught. These people have to be named and shamed. And the reason that, as I said here, sorry, I'm going into a lot of detail about it, but there's a lot of detail, like it literally is 3 or 4 pages. It's actually over there. Sorry, I have writing bits over here. But I've written up bits and bobs and things like that. I have to put it into a formal letter and everything like that. It's going to be a big job. But yeah, for what I have here, like they put it on the local authority's website. So take for example, every local authority has its own website. To enable she'll put the pictures up of them. I even put a video, if you get a video of them doing it, just to shame them. Just to shame them. That's as simple as that. On the social media accounts, Twitter accounts, Facebook accounts, you put it on the local authorities' websites. You put in the local authorities' Twitter and Facebook accounts. That's that's how this is the only way you get through to them. Or even put it to the local, but not really local radios, but local social media platforms like say Northern Sound and Cavan and Monaghan, for them to show them their Facebook page or the Twitter page about the person who done it. Just to shame them, and that's really as simple as that. Because there's some people, as I said, they won't learn. Like this one person, for example. And I'm not going to lie to you, and this is a disgrace, they just said. But there's one person goes around and he has fines in 12 different counties. and I say 12. He has 46 convictions for illegal dumping, and nothing's been ever done about it. But this person's one of the 12 counties in this country. But I say this, at least he was caught once. He was caught once and he was fined because the reason why, this year, because he was outside his 5k kilometre zone, he was fined for going outside of it. So at least that came in use in some use. We got somebody at least for once. But you know what I'm saying, we need fines that are stricter, we need a lot more enforcement, we need to be harsh on these people. Again, we have to be harsh because again, the law is something that we can't turn a blind eye to, and obviously as I said, that exception for somebody that can't afford, generally can't afford to pay, that's understandable. That's really, really understandable. I don't think we should take action against something. That happened 2 or 3 times to me before I came across people that generally couldn't afford. And we can't, and I won't perhaps tell you straight, I wouldn't be involved in prosecuting them or anything. I wouldn't do it. So the law is blind. And we can't make people suffer who are already suffering. And that's as simple as that. For the people who are generally just couldn't care and just wouldn't pay, we have to go after them and we have to do something about them. And that's something that we have to do, and that's something we have to look into. And hopefully, Eamon Ryan looks at this. I would talk to people about it before I post it. Obviously, still a bit more work to be done. Could have it by next month. I say by probably the beginning of next month. Because again, I'm not putting in. I probably would get it done if I spent a whole day doing it, or a whole 2 days. But it's just I'm going into detail and trying to get all the spelling right, the grammar and everything like that, and it's taken. And I literally say this to people, it's literally like banging your head against the wall trying to get the grammar right. Because I don't see the grammar mistakes, so that's why it's taken me so long. So it'd be heartbroken if he says no and he said fuck off, which you wouldn't be surprised, he'd probably sleep, so But yeah, thank you for watching, take care everybody, and goodbye.